catch up with me a little bit because the wind's even taking a little bit of the windrow. You can see there, it's pretty boisterous today. If it's a lot of extra noise, I'm sorry. But he's getting along pretty good. It's not making a great deal of bales, but I don't believe he got this side fertilized at all. Has a muffler eliminator on it. I always thought it sounded way cool because of that. Did some work on teeth on my baler yesterday and it done a lot better. 2 or 3 things that can really goof things up on those 605F balers. One of them is if you let it get to where it's got a bunch of teeth that are broke out, it don't do as good. And it won't do as good starting them if your starter flappers are wore out. They're just a little strip of belting that bolts down to a roller in there that turns, and that's what makes the bale get started to turn it. And if those things are wore down to where the cords are showing very bad, they won't start the bale very good. Sit here and get a few minutes of video. I'm several windrows ahead, as you can see here. I'm gonna let them get the blowing too bad. Kind of getting down against this pond. I can't go all the way across. And this side over here is where it's blowing worse than the other, so I'm trying to keep it to where he's not very far behind. I mean, I wouldn't mind having to fix 5 or 6 windrows, but having to fix 20 is another thing. Somebody watching this might wonder how I ever got into this. How I got into this came pretty natural. My dad always had cattle. He always put up his own hay, and he baled hay for other people. And when I was in 4th grade in 1984 or 5, they announced the first day of school that B.F. Goodrich Tire Company in Miami, Oklahoma was closing. And I thought it was really weird because it never happened. We have a long bus ride out here into town. It's a good 12 miles to Quapaw from here, and that's where our local school is. But the bus don't go straight. The bus picks up a whole bunch out in here, and there's roads that, because of other highways and river and stuff like that, they don't go all the way through. And so our bus ride to school was pretty long. And my mom came and picked us up from school that day to tell us. I guess that would have been the first day of my brother's 7th grade year, and back then we were junior high instead of middle school. And junior high was 7th, 8th, and 9th. So I my first day of 4th grade and his first day of 7th grade. We got picked up from school and Mom took us up to the local school dairy deal. It was Dallas and Darien. Bought us an ice cream cone and broke the news to us that Dad was losing his job. And I was too young to know anything about how to react. They told me that what I wanted to know was, is it too late to sign up for free school lunches? And I don't know what John's reaction was to it, my older brother, but honestly, I think it was some of the best things could have happened to us. My dad had a lot of blood pressure problems when he was working at B.F. Goodrich. B.F. Goodrich had a habit of hiring kids that had a 2-year college degree to come in and be foremen on a job over a bunch of people who've been working using the same machines for 10, 15 years. And suddenly you got a high school or a college kid's going to tell them how to operate this machine. That kind of crap just don't set real good. Dad had numerous times that he went to the nurse and had him take his blood pressure, and they'd say it was off the charts, so he just gets sent home. And they made him get on blood pressure medication because of it, but it really wasn't a blood pressure issue. It was the jerk foreman that they had, trying to boss people around, but he didn't know what he was doing either. So, one of those kind of deals. Dad already owned a 605F hay baler. I've still got it. He bought it as a demonstrator in 1979. He was that year, when he got his severance pay from Goodrich, he bought a 930 case tractor. It was a gas tractor, had a cab on it. And decided we were going to try to bale more hay for other people to make a living. And he never went looking for a job after that. They had done a bunch of other stuff along with what we was doing on the farm, and they hauled cattle for people, and my mom helped a lot in that, and Mom and Dad both worked at baling hay for other people. Matter of fact, after I got started, I think I was a raker for a couple of years there, and then after I got started to knowing how to mow, I don't remember that Dad ever had to get somebody else to rake hay. Mom would come and rake. And I think she raked before stuff. She raked before that. She was the one who would come and rake. And never had nothing but kind of old poor equipment. We were using tractors from the 1950s and 60s and 40s. We continued to use a H Farmall and a WD Alice pull the rake, or the little square baler. And that 460 he's got, I think it's like a 1960 model. We used it for a square baler rake with. It had a front end loader on it. We used it to load hay with. A couple years there, he did a lot of hay on the shares. Then he'd spend all winter gathering it up, hauling it either home or to somebody he sold it to. Dad was always busy and made a living all off of the farm here, and what custom work he could get. And we did custom work all the way from Miami, Oklahoma to Seneca, Missouri to south of Joplin, Missouri, Galena and Riverton, Kansas, and Baxter Springs, Kansas. We made quite a circle, probably a nearly 20-mile circle. Didn't notice he was starting that bale slow, barely turning the pickup real slow, getting hay fed into it, getting the turn. Takes a little finesse to use these old pieces of equipment. I think it takes a little skill. Yeah, he's getting pretty close to caught up with me here. We'll video him all the way down the other end and let it go with that. Maybe I'll get you a little more video when we get done. I'll probably forget. I'll be ready to go catch y'all on